new around here, my name is Melissa Ferguson. I am a hairstylist. I've got about 15 years experience on me. I am going to be doing my own hair and going through a couple different strategies that I use in my own business to get some leverage when I don't have enough hours in the day to do all of the things that we need to do. One of the biggest things that I heard from stylists this week is that they're feeling overwhelmed when it comes to social media and not having enough time to do their social media, continue to deliver their services, and then obviously do everything else that you got to do to grow your business. So I figured, what better way to do it than to actually live what I preach? And the reality is there is only so many hours in a day, right? We only have 6-8 hours behind the chair, and then we're going to answer all our client messages, and then we got to do all our accounts receivables and all our bookkeeping, and it's like there's 7 million hats that are like piling on us, right? And it just makes life so difficult. Hey Amy, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Hopefully they'll show up live. Facebook's been a little bit glitchy lately where it's not showing comments in real time, but I'll come back and answer them after if they don't show up live. But how do you grow when you're literally stuck behind the chair? Maybe you don't want to hire, you don't want to have an assistant, you're very, protective of your client experience, that type of stuff. Those are the things that I hear from stylists all the time. And I'm going to let you in on kind of like my 2 biggest growth hacks, because you don't need a huge team to be able to scale. I currently work from my master bedroom of my house, and I, on average, bring in anywhere between 10 to 15K a month, and I'm working behind the chair maybe 6 hours a week. Some weeks maybe a little bit more, some weeks a little bit less. But like, I realistically take 2, 3, maybe 4 clients a week. Like, I do not go balls to the wall, and I very easily make this income. So the first hack is obviously booking higher paying tickets, right? So book less of them and get paid more for the work that you do. That one, in theory, is hard to grasp, because when we're in kind of that scarcity state where we're trying to fill our books, it's really hard to like be rejected. But the more you can get rejected and the better you can be at getting higher paying tickets, obviously the more leverage you have, the more time you get back right away. So that's actually, I love it. There's gonna be 3 things. So that one is number 1. Number 2 is own the product lines that you are selling, right? Own the hair, the flat iron. Own the extensions, because then you're getting paid twice. So I own 3 different things. I own a flat iron line. I own my own extension line. This is a new piece that we're actually developing right now. And then I also own a red light device line. Okay. The beauty of owning these 3 product lines is they're all high ticket items, right? I'm not making $5-6 per item. I've got about a 500% markup on all of my items. My red light device, I actually have, I think it's like an 1800% markup on it. So I'm not trading my time, right? With certain devices and certain things, I actually don't even do a service, right? So like my red light device, I don't do a service. I bring them in, I do a scalp diagnostic, I let them know if I think that this is actually going to be a solution for them, and then I sell them a take-home kit. Right? So that is a really, really great way. Now, from an actual technical standpoint though, if you're like, I don't want to go into retail, I don't want to go into developing my own lines, like I'm maybe not there yet. Social media is kind of like the biggest roadblocker for people, right? Because you're stuck behind the chair, and then you finish your day and you're kind of just like I'm drained of energy. I maybe don't feel like posting on social media. Like, I get it. Like, we all get into these butts. Like, social media feels like a full-time job in itself. But having a strategy behind your social media is huge, okay? So actually knowing what you're going to post, why you want to post it, how you're going to post it, that's huge. But the ability to also show up live, okay? What I'm literally doing for you right now in this exact moment is what you should be doing. If you feel burnt out by social media, just go live. In the morning when you are doing your hair, go live, talk to your people in real time. It does take a little bit to get following, but if you can kind of get on a steady, consistent schedule, people will start to show up and people will start to ask questions. And the way that I want you to think of a live stream, okay, because I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's so scary. imagine you were at a vendor show, right? Imagine you are in your space, all of this stuff. Is it scary when people walk up and talk to you? It's no different, right? Other than you can't physically see them. So you're standing here talking to them, but they can leave comments in real time that you can literally answer. And if anyone is here and wants to leave a question, again, Facebook likes to decide whether it's going to show the comments. So I always like let people know, like, if Facebook decides it's not going to show me the comments for whatever reason, I am going to come back and circle back to you, right? I'm building an actual relationship with people by doing this because I can actually engage with them in real time. And one of the biggest things that I had to wrap my brain around was like, you need to treat the internet space just as you would if it was a storefront space, right? Somebody comes to your channel, somebody comes to your live, like you literally say, hey, how's it going? You see a viewer there, you see that name pop up, hey, Amy, how's it going, right? Like you talk to them as if they were there. Because people love to hear their own name. And you're going to notice if you start to do this, you're going to get the same people coming back more and more. Oh, I locked my iron. And then over time, guess who's going to be the go-to expert? Because you've shared, hey, Mary, you've shown so much, education and support for them. But in the same time, you're also not creating more time in your day that you're doing social media because you're literally doing it while you're doing the other things that you need to do anyways, right? Because social media doesn't have to be a full-time job. You just have to like actually do it. We get so stuck in this like planning state of like overwhelm. The other thing that I do with social media too is I will record my appointments and then I will throw them into like an AI editor and I will have them like clip chop them. CapCut has a really great one from desktop. If I know specifically where I want to pull that clip from, like I try and do it kind of within like 2 or 3 days of the appointment. So I'll be like, oh, I had this really interesting conversation about this person that I was trying to, and like I know it would be good content and good social proof, so I'll try and like go back and edit it. I'll stick that on my calendar as an actual appointment time. So like this morning before I got on this call, I had it time blocked in my calendar that I was going to find a specific clip from a client's video that I did the other day because I had a client come in and she had bought one of our red light devices, and during our appointment she literally was like, hey, so I've been using this and I actually see new growth. So that was like prime social proof for me to go, hey, this product actually works. Like I literally have somebody sitting here in my chair saying it works. And the conversations that you are having with your clients is like literal marketing gold, and you don't have to go to your way to create anything, right? Like people will just come to like watch and view, and these conversations that you're having with your client are like what makes you look like the expert, but nobody shows behind the scenes. And you guys are all out there like thinking that you have to create these like funny reels and spending all this extra time doing that when you actually don't need to do that. You just need to show the literal live behind the scenes points, and that's going to open up your cash flow like exponentially, because then you're not going to be spending, what is up with this cord today? You're not going to be spending hours doing your own marketing. I think I had it like twisted in my drawer and now the cord is just doing its own thing. If anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them in. If you can resonate with this, like drop a 1. Social media feels like the biggest headache of your life. Drop a 2. Tell me how you guys are feeling. But burnout is real. And like the other thing too, opening up more time in your schedule to grow your actual business is having somebody in your life, and I'm not even talking like an employee, like your kids, your husband, your wife, your mother, whoever, like start literally delegating things to them. I have a personal assistant that I hired. She's here 2 days a week. She is absolutely lovely. She's unfortunately off today for personal reasons. And I'm like, I know there's so much stuff here. But you can delegate things to people, right? Like, and it doesn't per se have to be business stuff, right? But ask people. When people offer to help you, let them. Like, I know that was a big thing I had to get over, was like, because I'm a very prideful person. I'm like, no, I can manage. But like, if somebody's offering to help you, why wouldn't you like let them? Or like, if your husband is like slacking on, not doing the dishes at home, like ask him to help you, right? The 20 minutes you could be doing dishes, your husband could very well be doing, and you could be answering your clients. or responding to DMs. And we all get into the rut of like, we're in the lunchroom and we're eating our lunch and we're like trying to like answer as many messages as humanly possible. Like, it's okay to actually block 15 minutes in your calendar a day to power answer messages and to power outbound and to power respond. Like, these are all things like, time block the shit out of your day and protect your time and guard it, right? Like, I don't answer people unless it's in my messaging block. I mean, I still catch myself once in a while doing it, but like, their priority is not your priority in that minute. And things like outbounding are super, super, super important for your business, because that's actually how you're going to get the growth going in your business. So it's okay to just kind of like step back. Even like blocking, brain dump time in your calendar is 100% okay. Like, I've been blocking a lot of brain dump time in my calendar. It's not public knowledge, but I rent my house and my landlord has decided he's selling, and like, we're navigating that whole situation because like, obviously my studio is in my house. So for myself, like, I'm going through like a large personal and business transition, and it is a huge priority for me to figure out what the hell is going on. So like, I'm blocking out, an hour and a half a day to just like sit there and stare at a wall and like think about how, what, where, when, like all that jazz. But we often don't leave ourselves enough time to do that. Having like a brain, I just burnt my finger. Having like a brain dump board. I use Trello to keep my shit organized. And I was thinking about doing a Trello training. If any of you guys are interested, comment Trello training. Trello is essentially a task management platform, but it's amazing for like neurodivergent people that have like all these squirrel ideas. And I find a lot of us here in the beauty industry are very neurodivergent because we are just, creative space beings. But just remember, like, your time is super, super important. And I know they say, like, you can't multitask, but there are certain things that you absolutely can multitask. Like, you could totally go live and get ready in the morning. And that would open up, that would ensure that your marketing is actually being done, because this is marketing. This literally is marketing. And you could drop call to actions, right? So, like, for example, I'm going to do it right here to show you guys, like, if this is helpful to you guys and you feel that you need more help and you are ready to start looking at what it could look like to launch your own extension line, drop a comment that says, I'd like to book a call, okay? So like, you could do that. So obviously your lingo would be different, right? And this is where I find like a lot of educators, they talk from their lingo and then you have to like translate it. So for you guys, you'd be, doing your makeup, doing your hair, like giving hair education advice, being like, if you are styling your hair, you should use this product or this product. So your call to action in your video would be something like, I have an opening on Tuesday. It's a last minute appointment. I very rarely get these. I have a special promotion on for the person that can take that time. If you are interested in that slot, comment Tuesday at 2. Like, use a keyword that you're going to remember. You can craft unique promotions for these slots, and you will potentially, as you develop your live audience, you will potentially get somebody going, oh my God, yes, I want that slot. Another thing too, you can sell directly from your lives. I was doing a whole bunch of them on the salon page for a while. I truthfully have not been doing them since summer happened. But I have sold about $5,000 worth of equipment and things through live streaming, through doing like various different model calls, portfolio calls, last minute openings. I was joking, I'm like an OnlyFans account. I have one particular client, like I go live, every time I go live, she buys it. And you guys will find that you have that too, like that VIP type crew. Like you will get those people that literally go out of their way to try and find your live because they know that's where they're going to get, the promos and the perks and all these types of things. So I think it's a very, very effective marketing tool that does not take up extra time and brain space. And the nice part too is if you're a talker and you're doing something like doing your hair while you're doing this, you don't even fucking need to look at the camera, which makes it a lot less nerve-wracking. I find personally, if I am just like sitting here trying to do a live and I'm not like doing my hair or I'm not doing something else, I find it to be a lot harder to actually like do it, because then it feels awkward, right? Like I feel like I'm talking to nobody and it just feels like that weird imposter syndrome kicking in. But if I find I am like doing something like my hair or my makeup or whatever, I find it to be very, very effective. So if this was helpful and you need some more support, I do have a bunch of YouTube videos that are going up as well. There's some pretty comprehensive trainings on, you know, things like how to convert in the DMs, that type of stuff. So if you're not following our YouTube page as well, make sure that you go hop over there. With this transition that I am personally going through, I will be focusing a lot more on education type stuff. So there'll be lots and lots of new content popping up there too. So make sure you go over and give them a follow. And as always, like my DMs are open for you guys. So like send me a message if you guys are stuck, send me a message if you need some help, and we will go from there. And I hope you guys all have a beautiful day. I am now off to record a podcast that I was invited onto, which is super exciting. I've been looking to get in the podcast space for a while. And yeah, I got my first guest invite today. So I will see you guys soon. Hope you have a great day. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments or send me a message. Bye.